Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am the PumpkinTub. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be talking about the Smolensk and Jean Bart changes coming to the armory, as well as the split in the Russian lines. I want to know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the videos. If you don't like the videos, you can let me know as well and I can change it. Right, so let's get started. First of all, I want to talk about the Smolensk and the Jean Bart. In a recent forum post, we have been led to believe that the Smolensk and the Jean Bart are being removed from the armory. Now, I want to know what you think about this, but in my opinion, this is gonna create a haves and have-nots, kind of like with the Stalingrad, but the Stalingrad hasn't been removed. If you don't know, the Smolensk and the Jean Bart are both premium ships that you can get for coal. Smolensk, the tier 10 Russian light cruiser, and the Jean Bart is the French battleship at tier 9. Both ships are quite strong. I believe that the Smolensk has a lot of hate coming its way at the moment because it's a notorious fire starter and HE spammer. If you've played the game, you know this already, and you might hate it yourselves. Personally, I hate playing against it, but it's really fun to play it yourself because it's just fun. You sit behind an island, you put a smattering of fires out, you just spam HE at everything. It is fun to play, but they're removing it. Now, this isn't going to happen for quite a long time, not for 2, 3, maybe 4 patches. They haven't really given a specific time frame for when this is going to happen. And honestly, I think it's probably going to be good for the game. Have less of these overpowered ships in. Now, the Jean Bart is a little different because it's getting taken out of the armory, but you could still buy it for money in the shop. You just go, here, take my money, 52 quid. Here you go, or whatever your currency is, have a tier 9 premium. If there is one premium that I'd say you should pick up, it would be the Jean Bart, because it is a solid ship and you can just buy it. So if you want to spend a AAA's game's worth amount of money on something, just pick up the Jean Bart, because there's nothing else out at the moment that really you might want to buy. But that is an awesome ship. I hate playing against it actually, because a lot of people just spam HE, kind of like the Smolensk, but in a Jean Bart it kind of irritates the shit out of me, because the AP in that ship is really good. Like, the AP is really good. The guns are really accurate, but people just spam HE because you've got that high fire chance, and also you've got this main armament reload. Once you take some damage and you've got AR, it goes down to like 10 seconds if you use it properly, which is kind of insane for a battleship, honestly. Anyway, I want to know what you think about them being removed. I feel like it's going to be adding a certain haves and have-nots, as I said before, where some people are like, I have it already, whereas the Jean Bart, I don't think that will happen as much, because you can still buy it, for example. They're saying that they might be introduced again at some point as maybe steel ships or something like that, but they haven't confirmed that yet. Also, what is coming to changes coming to the armory is the Flint and the Black are being moved from steel ships to coal ships. Now, personally, I think that's a good idea, because they're doing this because a lot of people are saving up the steel, which is very hard to get for stuff like the Stalingrad and the Begonia. Also, I think the Nustrashimi is being moved as well. It's being taken out of the shop as well, but that's kind of the same deal. It's a tier 10 Russian DD, and not a lot of people buy it for steel because they want the other ships, which kind of tells you how overpowered these steel ships are. People on the forums are kind of getting annoyed already about this, because some people are like, steel is really hard to get, and I've just bought the Flint, will I get a refund? Now, I understand that getting steel is very hard, but they have come up with this news very early, so those who have just bought the steel ships themselves, it's kind of it's just bad timing. You can't get mad at that, because it is just bad timing. Because I've been there before where I bought a ship and then 2 days later it's on offer for like 30% less or something stupid. And I could have got it then. So them removing these from the store and moving them to coal ships I think is very good, because it means people who haven't had a chance of getting it, who don't earn a lot of steel in the first place, get a chance to earn these unique ships. Plus they won't be as much as like tier 10. It's a tier 7 and a tier 9, so you can get yourself a flint and a black for coal. You don't have to save up for the Stalingrad and then have to save up again for one of these smaller, or I mean lower tier ships. So I think that's very good. People have been asking for refunds, and Mr. Conway also replied about 15 hours after the original post being posted. He said there are no refunds planned for these ships, as there are other ships that will be released for the coal. You will probably have enough to spend on that as well. Basically what they mean is they're not planning to refund it. There's loads of other things you can spend steel on. It's a shame that you did spend it already, but there's plenty of events where you can earn it and build it up, because they're not moving like the Stalingrad, for example, to a coal ship just after you spent steel on it. These are like ships that, if you haven't already got all the steel ships you want, they're kind of there as a backup, you know, something to spend your steel on. I honestly think that it's fine. I think it's a fine change. The first ship coming to the armory is the Marceau, the tier 10 French DD. That's coming in for coal. Then you have the IGN tier 10 battleship, the Yashima, with the 510mm guns, referred to 2 videos ago, and you can see my opinions on that. But that's coming in for steel, so I assume that'll be around the same as the Begonia, the 30,000 steel or something. Next is 2 things which I was not expecting. It's the IGN tier 10 and the European tier 10 DDs, the Hayate and the Smolensk. They're both coming for free XP. These are the first ever tier 10s that you can get for free XP. Now personally I think that's really weird, because what else are they going to do with tier 10s after that? It's just kind of strange, because it was just tier 9s, tier 7s that were free XP ships, and now they're introducing tier 10s. It just gives me a little bit of a chill, and it makes me worry a little bit they're going to start selling tier 10s. And honestly, if they started doing that, I think I'd stop playing the game, because that's just stupid. But they're coming as free XP. I think I'm going to save up for the Smolensk, because it seems kind of fun. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the Moskva and the Kirov are getting moved to premium ships. The Moskva will be, well, a tier 10 premium, so it won't be a real premium, but the Kirov is being made an actual full-fledged premium ship. Now, this is in response to the fact that the cruiser line is getting a split. From the shores, it will go Chapayev, Donskoy, and then the Alexander Nevsky. And these will be all light cruisers, going from 152 to 180mm guns. Yes. So instead of the Moskva, you'll be getting the Alexander Nevsky instead. And they have said that you will get a replacement. So you will get the Moskva, and it will be replaced for the tier 10 that you have. But it does mean that now there are going to be different heavy cruisers of the line. From the shores, you will be going to the Tallinn at tier 8, the Riga at tier 9, and the I have to try it. Petropavlovsk, Pavlovska. Yeah, Petropavlovska. God, that's a tongue twister. At tier 10, and those will be the heavy cruisers. Also, at tier 5, instead of the Kirov, you will get the Kotovsky. Yeah, Kotovsky. So, there's not much change there, you're just getting a replacement ship. The Kotovsky is the first new light cruiser. It will be, instead of the Kirov with the 180mm guns, it is the same ship, but the variant which is carrying the 4x2 152mm guns. So there won't be much change there. It'll be faster firing, the same kind of health, but you'll get 4 turrets of 2 instead of the 3 turrets of 3 180mm guns. Now, moving on to the Alexander Nevsky, it's going to be 4 turrets of 180mm guns. So from the Donskoy, you'll go up to 180mm guns. No, not up to that. He'll keep the 180mm guns, but instead of 3 turrets of 3, it'll be 4 turrets of 2. It has the same, it has more health than the Moskva, and at the moment it has a stupid radar range. Apparently it's going to be able to stealth radar, but I assume that'll be changed in the future. Yeah, the heavy cruisers are going to be... Aha, I see. So, from tier 8, the Talon, the heavy cruisers, it will have the 203mm guns, the 8-inch guns. And then from tier 9 and 10, they will have the 220mm guns. By the looks of it, the battlecruiser type divide... These are all paper ships, by the way. It looks like there won't be much difference between the two, apart from the fact that the Petropavlovsk or blah 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 ship will be bigger, but that's about it. I think the split isn't necessary, to be honest with you. I don't think it really needed to come about now, especially when you already have a lot of radar in the game. So bringing in, what, 3 new ships with radar, it seems to be a bit unnecessary at the moment, especially because why not add the Italian battleships? I know the Italian crew, like the DDs are coming out. Why not finish that line before you start messing around with another one? It kind of gives me the opinion that Wargaming doesn't really know what it's doing. They're kind of just, oh yeah, let's just add some Russian things because all of their Russian players have left because they think there's French bias. And that's a bit silly in my eyes, considering the amount of Russian stuff that's come out recently. It's kind of insane. But anyway, this was me being rambling yet again on some more news that's coming out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I want to know so I can do another video. Look out for new videos in the future. I'm trying to do this more often now. Like and subscribe and all that rubbish that you usually hear from people. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.